So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to name acids. Now, there are three different types of acids that we'll be working with. The first type is one that just has an anion. So for example, just an anion. So for example, if I have HCl, remember acids always have to start for this class with H. So HCl, this Cl is your anion. I could also have HBr, I could have HI, and so when naming this, what you're going to do is you're going to write hydro followed by the name of the anion followed by ic and then acid. Okay, so for example, for HCl it would be hydrochloric acid. Okay, for HBr it would be hydrobromic acid. And finally, for HI, it would be hydroiodic acid. Okay. The next type is if I have a polyatomic ion with an ATE ending. Okay, so for example, if I have H2SO4, because that's sulfate. If I have HNO3, because that's nitrate. If I have HClO3, because that's chlorate. And so when naming that, what you're going to do is you're going to just take the name of the polyatomic ion and add ic to it, and then acid. Okay, so for example, for H2SO4, this one's kind of quirky, but it's sulfuric acid. So notice no hydro anymore. HNO3 is nitric acid. HClO3 is chloric acid. Okay. Now the only thing I wanted to really quickly as a side note mention, if you notice, for example, for H2SO4, a question that might be raised is why is it H2SO4 and not HSO4? Well, remember, hydrogen has a +1 charge, SO4 has a 2- charge, and so when I cross my charges I end up with H2SO4. So if I give you the name of the acid and you're writing the formula for the acid, make sure that you're crossing charges properly. For example, for HNO3, hydrogen has a +1 charge and nitrate has a -1 charge. So that's why we don't end up with subscripts once I create my acid. Alright, now the last type of acid is if my polyatomic ion has an ITE ending. And if it has an ITE ending, for example, it would look like H2SO3, because that's sulfite, or HNO2, or HClO2. Okay? And so what I do, it's extremely similar to this one right here, except what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my polyatomic, and then instead of ic, I'm going to add us for the ending. Okay, so let's look at these examples. H2SO3, instead of sulfuric acid, it's going to be sulfurous acid. HNO2, instead of nitric acid, is going to be nitrous acid. And then HClO2 is going to be chlorous acid.